tried to hold him too long, right? So, like, Conor would laugh. So they would laugh, and you thought, oh, this is all bullshit. They're probably on a jet together, and they're just sitting here smiling at each other. But then you can tell, Floyd, you couldn't tell as much.
He was stoic. Floyd was, he did not move.
But Conor, you could tell when it went from smiling and thinking, haha, to, am I getting embarrassed here?
It's a little bit. Yeah, he didn't do
what
as well.
What have I got myself into?
Yeah, he didn't do as well at hiding his facial expressions.
Yeah.
Conor rubbed his head, and Floyd literally sat there with the same expression on his face, and nothing changed.
Yeah.
But you could sense at times when Floyd was saying stuff about Conor, you could tell that it was bugging him a little bit.
Yeah.
You could tell he was getting annoyed.
You could see his face would just get a little bit like, go from smiling to like, he was aware that everyone's looking at him. And well, because he's got the daunting task. I mean, he's still got to, so Floyd could get embarrassed in a way, but if Floyd got embarrassed, it would just be, he would wake up and realize that he was embarrassed. That's the only way that's the only way he would lose, the only way he'd get embarrassed. Somehow gets caught by some shot for no reason or something and just was like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Conor could potentially just get embarrassed for 45 minutes or whatever it is, nonstop, and made to look silly. And that's the interesting part about the fight, is more like how silly can Floyd make him look, and can Conor's ego, like, can he handle that in front of, he's going to probably get super tired. He's going to be missing a lot in theory. He might be getting hit a lot. None of the things which he probably thinks are going to happen are used to. And that'll be but he handled the Diaz loss really well.
Yeah, he did.
But can he handle being in another sport? Is there going to be a moment where it's like, what am I doing? How am I going to last 12 rounds sitting here just, swinging and missing and getting punched? And that's kind of to me, that's the interesting part of it, is just to see about that.
Well, the issue is, he can't stop. Right? So if you're super tired and you're just getting broke down over the course of 10 rounds, you can't just take a knee and stop.
Yeah,
those are the type of things that you can't do. Yeah, if he's going to get knocked out and stopped by Floyd Mayweather, it has to be like where he gets knocked down and stopped. If he just goes down to a knee, if he takes one too many body shots, and then it's going to be hard for people to go, man, he actually quit. Like, you can't quit. You got to actually get stopped in that situation. And I think Conor has so many ways to win this fight without actually winning this fight. I believe that if he stands up for 12 rounds, I don't know how he would do that, but if he stands up for 12 rounds, he wins.
Yeah.
He just has to stand up. And I believe...
if he wobbles him for a second, he wins.
He wins. If he hurts him, he wins. Now, it's not like Floyd Mayweather has not been hurt. Floyd Mayweather was hurt before. The problem is, the style of fighting that Conor employs isn't exactly the style that gives Floyd Mayweather problems. Conor is really good at counterpunching. Conor will walk you down, but a lot of times, even in the Chad Mendes fight, in the Diaz fight, a lot of those punches, they were set up by kicks. So when Conor was kicking Nate to the belly, then you hit him with the 1-2, drop Nate 3 times. Chad Mendes, body kick, body kick, body kick, body kick, body kick. Start throwing his punches as Chad got tired. Jose Aldo, that wasn't Conor going forward and knocking out Jose. That was Jose attacking Conor countering him. Floyd Mayweather...
I think we just got our first outtake to keep using over and over.
Floyd Mayweather will not pursue the fight. Floyd Mayweather is a counter striker himself. So I just don't know if he had... It's a tough style matchup for him on top of everything. Now, here's the question, though. Marcos Maidana, no one thought he had a chance against Floyd, and he just flipped out, and the first fight was fairly competitive. Joe Horn, who just fought Manny Pacquiao. 14 fights, a school teacher, I believe. Won by decision over Manny Pacquiao, an all-time great. Does the Pacquiao fight lend itself to Conor's chances? Because at 14-0, a guy that still teaches in school beat Manny Pacquiao. Why can't Conor McGregor, a full-time competitive athlete, UFC champion, do the same thing?
Well, he's still a much more skilled boxer, still conditioned for boxing, right? So even though he was tired, he could still go the whole distance. He still put together boxing combinations and defend himself. Did get hit a lot. So I mean, the interesting thing in boxing, you take more punches too, right? So Conor hasn't taken a bunch of punches, and he hasn't lasted. Well, he has the trouble lasting 3 rounds, let alone 12 rounds. And even if it's only 14 fights, that's still 14 fights.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was still in a position to fight Manny Pacquiao without it seeming ridiculous.
Yeah, and he had amateur fights too.
Yeah.
So
he did have those big lunging. I mean, the only thing in common is just like a big lunging punch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it'll be interesting. The most interesting thing is kind of like how many people are going to buy it.
So many. Over 5 million. That's my number.
You think so?
Over 5 million. Over 5 million pay-per-view buys. If Manny Pacquiao Floyd did 4.5 million, over 5 million. Again,
It's just a curiosity factor, I guess.
I dare you to not watch it. I was telling this to King Mo the other day. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it. I'm like, bet me money then.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. I was like, but you can't be at someone's house and they put the fight on and you accidentally watch it and not want to pay me.
I said I wasn't going to watch it.
As we get closer, are
But
you going to
then-
watch it?
I said I wasn't going to watch it, but then I just tried to figure out why am I not going to watch it? Like what the fuck? Like for $100 or just what statement am I making by not watching it? Because it's more like I don't know what I'd be rebelling against. Like it'd be interesting to watch. I think it's more annoying as a fan of the UFC what has happened. Like it's great for Conor. It's just the UFC just seems to be making just dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision about what he can do and how it affects the rest of the like. So you got a 45 and a 55 division that are just in limbo. The 45 division should have never been in limbo because he didn't need to go fight at 170 and they didn't go to fight at 155. The 55 division shouldn't have been in limbo because he should have to fight again. So now Max Holloway's kind of bringing the 45 back and it just takes time and he's taking a good approach, I think, of saying, who cares about the champion from 2 years ago or whatever it was?
Yeah.
But you know, I like watching the UFC, so to have 2 exciting divisions be kind of ruined, and then have this fight take place, and then God knows how long it takes afterwards. The best thing for the UFC would have been getting Nate Diaz that press conference, because then he would have probably dominated the press conference in his little 5 minutes, and they would have set up. Now, bad for the UFC, but UFC right now seems to only care about single events without thinking about how they tie into like continuity or anything like that. But if you're going to have this 4-day tour, you bring Nate out, which I guess they tried to, it sounds like, but he beat Conor, and Conor, even though he handled it gracefully, it still drives him crazy, you could tell. So to have him there would have been like great theater, right?
Yeah.
Nate's always great theater. And then the UFC would have had
The Diaz
basically
fight set up already.
all the marketing's done, everything's done. Conor can come back and fight Nate.